Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we are talking Monster Hunter Rise, and guess who's here with me?
I'm back.
He's back, and if you want to be back, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see when the content goes live. But I don't even know what I exactly wanted to talk about, but I think this is a cool aspect of the game, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's a new piece of content, and it's got this really cool skill on it. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Narwa and Ibushi and the Stormsoul ability skill that you get on the set and everything that goes in conjunction with that. Have you used this paradise? Like, what's going on? Have you used it? Have you tried
I've
it?
unlocked like an entire armor set enough to use it, but I actually haven't even taken it out on a hunt just because.
You kind of know that.
You know, we'll get into that. You know, there's a few things there's layers to this. It's like an onion. There's layers.
So so the first thing that you're gonna want to know is like how to kind of upgrade it and get the skill unlocked, because I feel like a load of people confused about like the skill and how it actually works and how you get it. So if you've got a piece of armor, you're gonna see here that I've got a few with the oh, that's the wrong skill that I'm over. I've got a few with like the Stormsoul skill on it. And that's because I've actually upgraded the armor piece to the maximum. So if I go here, you can see that because I've upgraded the defense up to maximum, it now allows me to use Narwa parts or the Narwa new parts to upgrade it so that I can unlock the Stormsoul skill. So if I put all that stuff into it, you're going to see that it unlocks the Stormsoul skill for me to utilize, which is really cool. But what is the Stormsoul skill? So the Stormsoul skill is strengthens thunder and dragon power, which is kind of cool in itself, but improves skills of the same elements as well. So you're going to see here, with the 4 and the 5 levels, it adds an additional level of skill here, which is really cool. But Paradise, tell them the trick.
So there's the little tech that you can do is if you have 4 levels of this equipped, so you've got 4 armor pieces with Soulstorm on.
Yeah.
You can use a 5th armor piece of any other like mix set, and it will apply the +1 bonus to that armor piece. So you won't get the +2 of the level 5 soul ability, but you will get the +1 that will then apply to like any other armor piece that you slot in, which is a really cool like concept, right? At top level, you see that and you think, wow, I can slot in like the legs, for example, that have like stamina surge 2, con 2. And that would make them Stamina Surge 3, Constitution 3, which is 6 level 2 slots on 1 armor piece, which is like, something like that sounds amazing, right?
Yeah.
But this is where the big but comes in, okay?
I will just bust it up because it's so funny. Go on.
Let me just say, though, all of the Narwa and Ibushi pieces, even after you upgrade them to get the new skill, they don't have any slots on them, which is a big problem. It means you have to use the skills that are already like baked into them, and they have like a wide range of like different things that don't apply to a lot of weapons, and there's not a lot of synergy between them. So like for example, offensive guard, like load shells, guard up, those kind of skills that are on different pieces, they don't apply to certain weapons, and they do apply to others. Just like the stamina management skills don't apply really to some weapons, but they do apply to others. So you have this weird thing where you have this wide array of skills that can all get like leveled up, but you don't have the things you would want like specifically for your weapon, because you're like sacrificing it for other things by going for the full set bonus.
There is like a set that you can kind of make though with it, utilizing that, because the other thing that you can actually do is mix and match the Narwa and the Ibushi parts. So like what you can do is kind of crisscross the parts essentially. So I could go make a kind of like a charge blade build, right? By going rapid morph by using the Narwa helm, and then go in Ibushi chest, so again get like guard and flinch free rather than getting constitution and critical draw on the chest piece. Then I can go say here I can go another guard piece, right? And
pop break,
and then guard there, on that one. And then skip the legs, and then go slugger and guard up. So
wait, what's the Ibushi waist got? One of them has load shells, I think.
It's power prolonger and evade window.
Okay.
So
Maybe it was guard up I was thinking about.
that leaves us with something that looks like this. I don't obviously have I think one of the pieces is not upgraded with Stormsoul on it. So we're only getting the 4 set bonus here, but like if I had everything, we would have all of these skills
max out.
Be maxed out and stuff like that. So you can see it here. If I switch over to this one, which I do have it maxed out on, then you see the Stormsouls here, and we've got all of these skills just laid out for us, which is pretty decent. I don't know, we wouldn't necessarily use Constitution and like Stamina Surge together on here, which is coming from the gloves. But if we swap that and we used it with the other gloves, then you can see that we can get like, we would get Heartbreaker and whatever else comes on that glove like maxed out. Which also means we can utilize some really cool ones by going to like the Valstrax gloves and dropping that on, and we can get like Weakness Exploit instantly on it, right?
And then you have the slot on top of that, so you
And
can
then
slot in like one extra thing. But this is another thing that I wish they would let you do, is the slotted skills don't get the +1.
Yeah.
So if you slotted in like attack boost, it's just going to be level 1, not level 2.
And I think that's
a shame.
The biggest missed opportunity. The other thing is like, if you do switch out a part, you're not getting the full benefit of Stormsoul. So if Stormsoul was able to roll on like a talisman, that would be like the nuttiest thing. Like this skill would be one of the greatest things to happen to the game in just a fun way, and mix up like your whole like set if you could get Stormsoul on a bunch of different things.
What Stormsoul, Dragonheart on the Valstrax ones, if those were, maybe they are and like no one's got them yet because it's RNG.
Yeah.
If they are rollable on talismans, that opens up a lot of different like build opportunities. On one hand, I really love that, you know, they've added the new story mission with the new endgame boss, and it's made the Narwa Ibushi gear like actually have something on it for its set bonus, because before you just got luck, which was like, I love my luck, but you can slot it in as decorations now. It rolls on talismans. You don't need a 5 set bonus to get luck, right?
Yeah.
So it's really cool that they added it in. That was like on my wish list of what I wanted them to do, is to like make the armor sets for those monsters actually like
viable and
do
stuff.
something.
Yeah.
And they did something really cool on paper. And then when you end up slotting it all together, you have this like weird build that has a ton of skills for loads of different things, but like for someone that wants to get like certain skills on their build, like Weakness Exploit, Type Up on a bow, or maybe you want like attack boost like at a high level, or whatever it is, like maybe you want to do like I think it's got Power Prolonger on there, but maybe you want like focus for your greatsword. You just can't get these things in that build, you know. And that is the drawback, I feel. If these sets had a 2 slot on each piece, then this would be being used.
It doesn't even need to be like 2 slot on it every piece, right? It needs to be 2 slot on some of them, plus your talisman gets boosted by like the skill or something, and then you could get a couple of like damage stuff on there. I think that if I go to the box now, I hate looking at my armor at the smithy, so we're gonna leave the same menu, walk over to my box. And here's one that I think I made earlier, essentially, which is my talisman with attack boost 3, weakness exploit, and you can see there it doesn't look too bad, but it isn't like great.
Yeah,
it's like one step away from greatness.
Yeah, for a greatsword build, you are like definitely missing some things that you would want in it, like you know, you've got weakness exploit, you've got attack boost.
Forget the greatsword. The greatsword was just there because it was the thing that I was testing.
Oh, just like an example. Okay,
it could be any weapon.
Well, this would be like quite nice for a charge blade, like you said before. You've got guard up, offensive guard. You've got some weakness exploit, attack boost. Slugger artillery is obviously good. You've also got 2 points in Dragonheart, which is kind of cool to have another almost like soul armor set on that. Which means it actually is applying the buff to Dragonheart, which is another like set bonus skill. So that's it. That's super interesting. But again, you have to have 4 pieces to get that +1. So it's not like you can have 2 pieces of Valstrax and get level 4 Dragonheart and get the attack boost. You know,
that would be kind of nutty.
I think again, like you said, if it applied to talismans as well, you could really go for a talisman that has like, you know, 2 skills at low level that are viable for your build, and it'll buff them to 2 level 2 skills, and then you might have a slot on top, and then that opens up a world of possibilities, right?
Yeah, it'd just be a fun
I
build.
want to know, what do other people think of it? Are people thinking what we're thinking, where it's like, it's such a cool idea, but I'm not using it?
Yeah.
What,
if you guys
what is
have
everyone
any,
thinking?
yeah, if you guys have any builds that work really well with this, let me know as well, because I'm interested to see if you guys have tried out a bunch more configurations and stuff. But these are the ones that I came up with quite quickly. But there's so many different variations that you can kind of make with this, which is what the exciting part of this whole set is, right? The fact that you can mix and match and swap around a bunch of different stuff and kind of get it running and boosting up all these other skills, and you can get a bunch of skills on like one armor piece as well, while you're sacrificing some slots here and there as well. So it's kind of got like the rigidity, but the flexibility almost as well, because all of the skills that are on it. I just think it's so cool that it's there. And the armor sets in general, the Ibushi and the Narwa sets just look cool. But I feel like they need to put this on something else so that we can fully meet the potential of like what this armor set could be, because it could be like game changing almost in a way.
Maybe if there was a way to get the soul skill like on your weapon or something, so you would free up another armor piece slot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the drawback here is that you need to use the 4 or 5 piece set, which really limits you because of the lack of slots across the board. So either adding slots in, making it a skill that can be added on a weapon or a talisman, or making the skill bonus applied to talismans could be a workaround.
Or gems.
Like,
or the decorations. I prefer talismans because I feel like it'll make it cooler if people had something to chase, right? It's just like a random skill that you get on like a talisman as a secondary skill. You can get 1 point in like Stormsoul and 2 attack or 2 quick sheath or something in a slot. I think that would be pretty cool. Rather than it just being like a decoration that you could just build in a slot in or whatever.
Like you see someone in this armor set and your eyes light up. You're like, they have a million skills at level like 2 or level 3. But then you look at the skills and you're like, well, you got like wind element, you got like guard and guard. Like guard up's quite good actually. You know, but it's weapon dependent, these different skills. So there's an overlap of things that aren't useful for you sometimes. Yeah, mate. This is the final boss set armor. Make it awesome, you know? Yeah,
there is an interesting one, though, because it obviously works with, like, Anjanath braces as well, right? So I can get, like, attack. I can max out the attack, I think, if I slot in...
Do a decoration. Have you got a decoration on your talisman?
Was it my talisman?
Or if you have a weapon with a level 2, you would be able to max.
Yeah, so it's my weapon with my level 2. So if I had like my longsword or something,
I think the very first one had slot. There you go. Oh, and that's like a good longsword too.
Yeah, that's a decent longsword to run it with. We could do something like this, maybe.
But still, it's like, okay, but now you don't have weakness exploit.
Yeah.
Now you don't have quick sheet for your longsword.
Yeah.
You know, there are like these staple skills that you... So maybe it is only... I haven't experimented enough, but maybe it is only charge blade. It's like, right here, you've got a lot of charge blade synergizing skill.
Do I have a charge blade?
You have a weakness exploit 2 talisman? But then you're going to lose your attack boost. Got 2 with a 2 slot? What is this?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. See, yeah. Something like this doesn't look too bad, but then you're obviously losing a bunch of stuff. But then you got guard, you got guard up, you got offensive guard, you got artillery. You
wouldn't use this for your longsword, like out compared to your other builds. That's the problem. You do the final boss. You have to actually farm it a few times to upgrade each armor piece, and it costs a lot of money to bump the defense first. Well, a lot of Zenny. So you have to farm a lot to get there, and then you end up with a build like this, where it's like, well, it's not terrible, but it's nowhere near as good as my other mix set. So it's in this weird place, and I'm with you. I want it to be good, but it just needs something more, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. That's us trying to share a bunch of tips about the actual armor set and our thoughts on it, and how to kind of we would use it if we were going to use it. I don't think I'm going to take it out for some runs, but it's such an interesting idea and concept. I wish they would bring it into more stuff. But Paradise, what video are you doing for us today?
We're going to be going over my Valstrax spread bow build, which is incredibly good for farming the All-Mother boss. So if you guys are wanting to like farm that boss to get this armor set, even though we're like, maybe you don't want to use it if you want to farm, this build is an absolutely amazing way to do it.
There you go. So both videos work in conjunction. You can farm out the set with Paradise's bow build and build it and then leave the armor set in the box afterwards. But I really want to know what you guys have to say, if there's any armor sets or setups in the latest patch that you're really enjoying, what you are doing, if you put down the game now that you've experienced everything in 3.0, how you're feeling about Monster Hunter at the moment. Thanks for all the subs and all the love on the videos. You guys have been the best. Anyway, guys, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.